Hi, my name is Rachel Bella, and this is what my bullying presentation would look like for my classroom. And I really want to make an emphasis on the fact that I teach first grade. And so, talking about this, it's going to look way different than those of you that are at the higher, like middle school, high school levels, because for us in first grade, I'm really trying to break it down into more bite sized chunks for the kiddos. So, I'm not just like throwing all this stuff at them, completely overwhelming them. So we would start with this, and it would be let's talk about bullying. And this is a Sesame Street video that we would watch. It's only like 3 minutes long, but it talks about bullying with the thing that they saw. It was someone's making fun of the chicken, and it just breaks it down for them at a level that's more appropriate for their ages, and then we would talk about it. You're going to see that we're going to have lots of discussion in this presentation because for attention purposes, and also just because I don't want to just sit and lecture. I never do that with that age level. So we talk about, what did you see? First, we talk about, what did the bullying look like in the video? So what was the problem? What were they doing to the chicken? And then how did the chicken feel? And really dig into the feelings and stuff around the chicken, as well as what the bully might have been thinking. And then we would segue into, have you seen bullying before? What did it look like? I would make very clear to them, I don't want you to tell me names. I just want you to know, have you seen bullying before? And then hopefully that would open up some good discussion to talk about it, and how they could then start recognizing that that is bullying, and just kind of talk about it and see where they're at with it. And just a lot of this would be gauged off of the responses I got from them, because that would help lead me to know, oh, well, we clearly can recognize this. Let's move into this. Or, well, let's backtrack and let's talk about, maybe rewatch that video. What is a bully, period? Next, cyberbullying. And I had asked them, what do they think cyberbullying means? And we'll get a whole range of responses, and that's fine. That's great. That's what I want. I want the conversation to just be flowing. I want it to be interactive with them. And then I would tell them that cyberbullying is bullying that takes place when people use technology. So things like cell phones, computers, tablets, they're texting on their phone or sending messages. Then we talk about devices. So we would raise our hands. How many of you have a tablet or phone you get to use? Take a look around and see how many of them have access, which I would guess would be the majority. And then we talk about, do you know what Facebook is? Twitter, Instagram, Messenger, all of those things. And a lot of them most likely will tell me that they know it because they're siblings. They have older siblings. A lot of my students have multiple siblings that are older, and that's fine. And we'll talk about it and what they use that for, and just what they know about it. And then we talk about, what do you do if you know someone or you're being cyberbullied or bullied? I want to keep this open also to just bullying, because I think in order for them to understand cyberbullying at this age, they also need to just be able to understand and recognize regular in-person bullying. So then we would talk about, what do you think you should do if you know someone's being bullied? And what if you're being cyberbullied and it's not a friend, it's you? And talk about that. And then we would look up at this picture. We would look at the graphic and go over it a little bit, some of the steps. And then others of them, we would just like keep going, because this is a lot of text for them and I don't want to overwhelm them with it. But I would still touch on it because there are some really good, important points that are brought up in this that I really do think that they could benefit from. Then we would make an anchor chart together. And so we would divide it into probably like 2 sections, is what I kind of picture. And first would be, who can you talk to if you're being bullied? And we would make a list of all the trusted adults that they know. So teachers in the building, mom, dad, grandma, the list goes on and on. All of those people who they feel are safe people for them. And then on the other side, we would talk about, what does cyberbullying look like, but also bullying. So I think first I would probably go with just bullying with them. Like, what does it mean to bully someone? Oh, to say mean things, or to not be nice to them, or to push them. And then going from there, and then talking about, well, what does that look like, you think, when people do it on tablets and stuff? And I do think that sadly I will be very surprised by the amount of students that actually are very familiar with cyberbullying. Um, but that's just the reality of how things are with every kid having access to the internet and technology and devices and things like that. But we'd make the chart and then we would hang it up in our room so we could have it as a reference to go back to throughout the weeks, months, and have it there because it's a really good reminder. And that would be the end of it. It's kind of short, but simply because, once again, attention spans with first graders, it's better than what my kindergartners were, but we're still not quite there. So just moving it at their pace and something at their level.